I'm liking Army Geniuses so far.
And if Yangon were going to be able to take this game, what is required from their draft?
I think it's just good execution, basically. Like, they've got a lot of skill shots on their team right now. You've got the some part of the lower division. We've had 23 Savage playing for Team Hoyo. Of course, he's not standing in for them anymore. They've been changing things around a little bit, right? They had Forev that they started with. He had to take a step aside because of his business in Korea. Then we had 23 Savage come in. They moved. I think it was Miracle, right?
It was
Dreamer Cell.
Trying to think.
In your dream? No. There's so many swaps and changes going all throughout. Yeah, they moved Miracle to the off lane. They put 23 Savage into the carry position. And then since then, 23 Savage is now going to be standing in for Boom, who are our first who are playing first in the upper division after this series. So Drew, I believe, is taking a bit of a backseat there. I mean, if you have 23 Savage as a potential position 1 to pick up, it'd be silly not to at least consider the possibility.
No doubt.
So now they've got Tigger, I believe, standing in for the position 3 role for Hoyo moving forward. So he's another Thai player, played a lot with Fearless as well as Boombell. Set Zero, as he likes to call himself now.
I wasn't aware that Miracle actually moved to the 3 for a little bit. I thought they had Savage playing as a 3 for that stand-in when he did.
Nope. You give the man what he wants.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's a hell of a player. Exactly like you said. If you're able to pick him up on a team like Boom, then we could see. I'm very excited to see, honestly, how they're able to play with 23 Savage, and that's going to be a big series as well. To see him coming back, all of the Southeast Asia fans were. I'd honestly say they were rooting for him over in China because definitely a high caliber player. Unfortunately, the scenario didn't worked out properly, and we had to sit on the sidelines for a little bit, and now that he's back in, it's going to be exciting to see him back. Hawk could dish out and would just maybe force Mamang Dai to get a little bit of extra regen coming through. But we see bot Young PH is in trouble. A couple of Asians coming out, but unfortunately that is not enough as Lim. He's going to be able to secure first blood, and already we see the Sand King Mirana combo paying off massive here. He's not really going to be able to go up and actually see us under tower.
And we're just seeing here in the mid lane, so Mamang Dai, he's going for the skill build that I was expecting, just the 1 point in the gush. Once you get at least 2 points, Soaring goes down. Once you get more than 1 point into the Flame Guard, it's enough.
But you got a regen now and a DD, so both times refilling the bottle here. Top lane, Zareen getting chased down. S.E.A trying to 1v1 versus you, but this might not work out considering ET has to pop the Fairy Fire. He's got the movement speed as well to chase down S.E.A. Might have to pop the self. ET doesn't do so. He'll still get the kill before he dies, however.
On whoever they can find. Found K, or sorry, you, but it's a lot committing just for a position 5. At least Young PH is able to get the last hit, though.
Got the Vlad's about to come out on the tower. You've got Glyph as well. This is definitely a time where Army Geniuses should be putting pressure on the map. There we go. They're going to do just that with the wraparound. They'll find another target just to squish the Oracle. Mamang Dai is going to be the one to claim. But down with the beautiful Echo Stomp actually disrupts Mars to be able to follow up with the Arena. So completely wasted here from Radiant. They do still have the vision on top of the Sand King on the back thanks to the Sentry. But Mamang Dai is going to chuck up the Ravage, controlling up 3 with the Bot Strike follow-up as well. They are able to secure the kill on the Sand King. They got to be careful because S.E.A with this Sandstorm, it's maxed out. It's doing a lot of damage if they continue diving deep. But Hawk, they'll retreat and find the Ember Spirit. Very big fight for Army.
Having a rough time for sure. I mean, S.E.A, again, his Rubik, he's able to put in a lot of work. They're lacking a little bit of detection, sure. And they do eventually put it down. S.E.A is trying his best to try and get rid of the Sentry Ward. He will, with the assistance coming through from Lund. But this feels like a one-man show just trying to defend against this all-out push coming from Army Geniuses. minus armor stacked up with the gush.
Uh-oh.
Just Elder Titan being nearby. Have they found him
Up
again?
top. Yep, Young PH, nice TPs, but he's unable to disengage it. Lum still finding that last right click. Wom is in trouble, but now with the beautiful Echo Something's shop, this is going to try and charge up the ultimate. Has to find the Burrow Strike, but onto 2. They get the Force Promise off. It's going to keep Skill A alive for a little while longer, but it means that Oracle is now vulnerable to you. He's able to dive under the tower, and Skill A still pops as well as Wommy finds a double. That's 4 down across the map here as Army Geniuses continue to snowball this game 1.
And you didn't even need the Tide. He just...
With the Murano. And they're going to take a stack away as well. Look at this. They've got Ravage, so they can fight. If Dire come over, they do have to be careful, because they don't have the numbers at the moment, but they're going to blink on forward once again. The combo coming through, and Mars, he just oversteps the mark. He's going to get brought down. They chuck the Ravage as well. It does get stolen here, so they're going to be careful how far they chase, but the damage is just lacking so drastically at the moment for Yangon. Another stun follow-up on Hor. He's in trouble here. He's actually going to chuck the double Remnant out. Now with the stolen Ravage, enables him to skew with a kill on top of the Mirana, but Hor, he's utilized all his mobility here just to be able to bring down the Mirana, so Ring Around the Rosie is the only hope he has, but he'll pay the price. Main Dire is not done just yet. He wants an ultra kill. Do they ever cancel? They don't. Burrow on cooldown, Echo Stomp on cooldown as well, but Army Geniuses putting Yangon in the grave here in this game 1. Probably not going to die, but then again, a lot of times you do want to give the Aegis to the high ground Sieger.
Maybe just enabling the Riki to dive in onto the backlines, maybe get the Oracle with that burst damage.
Yeah, because that's the thing, like, they don't have this Spirit hero to deal with Lon, you know, Tired being that beefy hero, so, you know, it's now up to the Riki to play that role as well. Young PH, and along with Lon, they're just gonna get caught out, up on the high ground. Oracle brought down along with the Phantom Assassin. That's a messy spot to be for Yangon. They might just be able to get in range here thanks to Hor, but still, they're coming over. Now, Hor's going to be careful. Kadiza doesn't have too much mana himself, so just has to look at him go. I mean, now he's stunned up with the Burrow. He's got a BKB, but where do you run to from the Ember Spirit? Has to pop it, but that's super defensive. They'll attempt to TP out if they got the damage. They don't, but man, that feels rough when PA still dies, and then you have to pop your 10-second BKB. Once he picks it, it looks like they have already starting to make a movement down though, but PA's going to be careful.
Remember, you've got just the one leak charge they've been able to find.
Even diving, Radiant, they are here, but they just burst the Sand King underneath the tower, so a little bit too deep from Wommy. That's a disadvantage they have in the numbers, but let's see if Army Genius still want to find Hank Dyer the Ravage. Look at that. 1 to 3. Rubik will fall. Ricky's still going to be careful as well, but he's got the Aegis, so it doesn't matter. This extra life potential. We see DB just playing around with their food here. Zareen finds the Spirits, end up ticking down, but it doesn't matter as Yangon lose 3. Horde, they disrupt also the Remnant. Let's see if they can find the connection after the Yules. They do. Limb point blank with the arrow. Finds 4, and that's all set up thanks to the Ravage. Main Dyer has been on point so far with the Tide.
Oh, he's even going into the Scepter as well, so he wants the Gush, the lane Gush, and you know, why not? Everything was done to make sure that PH was able to survive, but I mean, if it costs 4 and it costs you a lane of Rax, is it really worth it? Probably say no.
Did you just call it here?
Right before that fight broke out, I was like, well, Dota Plus said 98%. I would have said 100% at that point. Yes, you've got a PA. Yes, you've always got the insane lucky crit potential. It just felt like it's not possible with how ahead this Tidehunter is.
Well, this might be their only chance. Yeah, Ravage is on cooldown, but when you miss abilities like that, it's going to make it very difficult for you to have any opportunity. Yeah, but Dire were able to scout that with their very deep observe ward in the base, so they're well aware this is happening. The scan does get connected.
Good positioning.
Yeah, Lim, look at that spot. Pops it here. Lorraine's going to try and blink up. Remember, he doesn't have the ultimate. But the counter on the high ground. Whoa, the damage. Oh, man, Army Genius just shred them apart. That's been the story of this game. Young PH, that's your 10-second BKB where you try and disengage, and now they have to call it. Army Geniuses, man, they wiped the floor.
Yeah, it was not close. I was like, look, I appreciate the fact that they're going for one last hurrah. You know, you've got the BKB. Let's make a play for it. Doesn't even need to Ravage. He just blinks in with the stun combination, deletes the entire team. I don't know if we even saw the Gush that time as well, the Ag's Gush, but it's enough.
I believe this is our first Invoker, at least that we're seeing so far through the lower division, so a hero that has not been too hotly contested, to say the least, but they weren't backing Horde's Ember Spirit. Struggled in that first game, and like, you know, this second game we're ain't gonna back you, brother. We'll put you on the Invoker, see how that one's gonna end up faring. I mean, at least going into this, it's gonna be up against Mumeng Dai's OD, and he's also gone into the Exort. So I'm intrigued to see. You a fan of him going Exort? Is this because I feel like Exort's super strong when you've got ways to be able to set up for the stuns, and they don't really have that.
Yeah, I mean, not in laning stage for sure, but you're going to be able to do it with the Ember Spirit eventually. Let's see how aggressive Zorain wants to be as well with his global teleports. Saw before, we were talking about all these different EU series. I mean, Seb has he basically nearly TP'd into the fountain in one game that they were playing against, I want to say Viking, but it was optimistic. I mean, there aren't too many better offlaners in the world than Seb right now.
No, definitely not.
Zorain's able to match it. Just play like Seb,
30 seconds to battle.
That's a good motto to go by. Creep monkey. Okay. He didn't want to jump out of the courier. He's like, no, I'll let the OD get the creep. A little bit of experience for them.
See, now, let's see if he goes for the play where he just actually invades the base and gets some of these couriers, at least the ODs, that's sitting a little bit too aggressively. I think he might. Like, towers do not hit you when you're in this form. Why not?
The battle begins.
Why not? Surely. A bit late now, unfortunately. Like, no. Cool courier, though. Find it. Chilling out. Little mummy with a couple balloons. Interesting concept.
Speaking of interesting concepts, thoughts on the recent Netflix announcement?
What was the recent Netflix announcement?
Oh, you didn't see?
Hang on, I saw something about anime, but like, is this what we're talking about here?
There is a Dota anime coming out, or like...
Interesting.
This Nature's Prophet against a Monkey King, of course, ranged against melee. But I feel like they're still going to be attempting perhaps some engagements on skill A or against skill A. And yeah, you can just see he's just trying to get out a lot of these spells, burn the mana away. Maybe snipe some careers, that'd be nice. Will we be able to see this one coming through from the Willow? These monkeys going away.
Young
He sees Willow's coming.
That should be our first blood down bot now. Nice telekinesis from Lon finds a double stun, although Wami still has some mana. But you can't really leave the Ember solo and an Invoker having Exort. It's not really a hero that wants to be making rotations. So I am really intrigued to see if this Invoker going Exort is going to be a nice payoff for them, or if it's going to end up costing them in the long run. As Earthshaker might be in trouble though. Goes a bit too aggressive here against Yangon's duo down bot, and he's going to get punished.
To be able to withstand that burst combo.
The Astral's on cooldown now, so he doesn't have it defensively. This is the big thing about the OD mid, and now Zorain even showing up as well. They drop the Sunstrike, which doesn't find the connection. Now Mumeng dies, still going to pay the price though, Yu. Fortunately, not able to keep his core alive, and he's eating a lot of damage as well from Yangon. Zorain, gotta be careful though. They're even going to roll in forward, skill A. But another kick up in a couple of seconds, so finds a slow and finds a kill. 2 down from Army Geniuses in the mid lane. They've got a catapult wave as well, but they are very weak, so probably not going to be able to utilize it here to full effectiveness. And even see kill down bot as Young PH. This has been a rough laning stage so far for the Ember.
Of course, as a Shaker, you're having to save up so much gold, most of it being unreliable, so you're just going to keep losing. They're going in onto DB here with the Orchid Pop, potentially. Has to be a little bit careful. Doesn't have the rest of the team to be able to back this up.
They're continuing to go, but I don't know if they can fight this. They're coming over, Radiant, DB. Wanting to drop the ultimate, but look at the damage. They're just slowly poking and prodding them down on Army Genius, and now with how weak they are, they're going to have to disengage. Wami drops the ultimate, so they find the kill on Lun, but now DB has to retreat away. Even Lim as well is getting chased down, but a hasted up Furion. And just this constant choking across the map just puts Army Genius in the tricky spot here, but the Boundless finds 2. They push back Ember as well into the tower, so they're going to be able to punish the deep attempt there. And now with the Bramble set up for the Terrorize, Wami doesn't have a spear available, but he's going to run to the follow-up of the Bramble, and Mumeng Dai drops the hammer, finds a triple kill, and well, Army Geniuses get back here through that team fight. Be on your terms around your own choke points and where they were positioning just before on their high ground. And once again on their high ground around the triangle camp, they're going to be able to catch up. Lun Vijay doesn't find Young PH. They still drop the Sunstrike, which is an immense amount of damage on Wami. See Young PH trying to posture aggressively to find that extra little damage to be able to bring down the Mars, but it won't be enough. And now has he stuck around for a little bit too long? Astral sets up for the spear. They find the connection. And now even Skill Late tries to help out somewhat defensively with Sans, but it's not enough as Lim just walks in, drops the Echo. And that's a double for you there. Once again, Army Geniuses taking a fight on their terms around their vision. Supports as well.
Dire are
Even see
scanning.
Dark Willow kind of struggling at the moment. They're trying to funnel a lot of the farm into the Earthshaker, but all the Aghanim's freshly picked up, so now with the Cataclysm, that's enough damage to be able to find the Mars, and now with the backline as well, they drop the Hammer, it's enough damage to be able to kill off the Earth Spirit here, but they're still continuing to more as Fear it up, now into the Cursed Crowns, enough control to be able to find the Ember Spirit high ground around their Observer Ward, but might be able to run into Young PH. Wommy sets up. Fizz is going to find the connection for slap. And now with the Cataclysm gets shot, but forced them retreat. It's an immense amount of damage. So OD has to protect himself with the Astral. Zarain's going to TP on the background with the BKB, but the OD still in trouble. We already see the defensive factor in the Astral is being utilized here. He runs into the roll as well. 3 going to end up falling. Zarain still hunting for more. As you just see, taking fights that pre-BKB favoring Radiant right now.
Yet to be picked up for Wommy. Monkey King, he's yet to get his own Ag Scepter. He'll probably go into Ascardi after that, and they're able to pick off Skill Lay here.
They gotta do it fast, because they're coming over here, Radiant. Young PH,
Oh,
with the
no,
Cataclysm on both the supports. They're just food right now for this combo. Gonna try and run up the higher gun, but Zarain, he's just gonna TP in. He doesn't give a damn. They know that they've got the numbers advantage at the moment, and the Mars, he's feeling like a support right now with the net worth as well. Very far behind considering all the cores, and he'll end up dropping as well. 3 down on Army Geniuses, and well, they tried to make an aggressive play, but you see the Earth Spirit, man, he can get pretty tanky as the game goes on.
So that would be huge to be able to have at the start of this fight, but I just think they want to try and catch
Always
Yangon off.
There's a sentry. Young Page gotta be so careful. They drop it. But once again,
Kata?
oh no, now the
Oh,
Cataclysm, look at the roof for so long. The Urset that protects the Mars, but the Willow's still gonna fall with the backlines. Range just deals with the Earthshaker instantly. Army Geniuses constantly just getting picked up before they can start the fight, but the team fighting now. Monkey King is gonna get caught out as well. Can't even utilize the BKB. Mamek dies, getting chased back inside the base, but Yangon, they need the buybacks, they need them down. Mamek dies in trouble, so has the Astral just in case, but it's actually
he couldn't
stolen
die
here from
again, could he?
Radiant. Buybacks, look at him come out. This is an immense amount of commitment here from Army Genius. They need to get something out of it with the stun set up after the Astral. They're going to drop the hammer, but Young PH unable to get away. A nice attempt with the slide dodge, but it's not enough. He'll end up falling, but the price has been paid. An immense amount of buybacks from Army Geniuses. Standing, top might not get a chance here as Skill 8 rolls in, pops the BKB. Dire, they're coming over here to try to protect the Earthshaker. He's going to get silenced up and just brought down, man. Zarain's damage. Oh no, it's so rough for them. 2 down. Remember, they bought back previously. Woman's getting chased as well.
Yeah. 1 dieback's used. Are they going to be able to catch out Wommy?
Who have they found as well, actually, near the jungle? It's going to be Mamek Dire. He's going to pop the BKB, just turn, but it doesn't matter. Now the physical damage with the Alacrity and the Fury on. And that might be getting to the stage where they're going to have to call it pretty soon as Yangon Galacticos force a game 3.
Nicely done. You hate to see 2-0s, you know, especially with teams that are really fighting for their spot. I mean, Yangon, they're sitting towards the bottom end of the table right now, and you know, Army Geniuses, they haven't secured themselves anything by any stretch of the imagination. You know, we're in the second last week of the tournament now. They've still got a couple of games you have to play, and a lot of teams are sitting pretty damn even. So, series.
You highlighted that you think Army Genius can just group up and take objectives, and the Mag as a mid-hero is traditionally known to take a little bit more time where you really want to use that in power. So is it that they're just going to hit?
Goes, right?
Sure.
It depends what iron build he goes. Like, is he going to go, you know, just a couple of braces to be able to sustain a bit better in lane, into an Echo Saber, into a Blink Dagger after that?
So what was the final prediction here? Who are we feeling? You say Army Geniuses?
Something tells me that they're going to be a little bit humbled by the outcome of that game 2, and they're just going to go back to playing proper Dota with a little bit less emotions behind it. So I'm going to say Army Geniuses.
I think the BKB timing for them is incredibly important. If they can get it on pretty early from Mamek Dire, Jug's of course going to have his own Blade Fury. It will take away a lot of the team fight capabilities that you're going to have, and I think through the early game, they're going to have to be very reliant on winning every fight with when their team fights are up. And if they're not and they don't win them, we saw what happened with Army Geniuses in the previous game. So they got to execute fights incredibly well. And if they don't, then Army Genius is just going to take objectives. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Dire as well. They've got a very... Yangon don't shove waves. It's
30
all on
seconds
Hall.
to battle.
Mm-hmm. Yup. I
We
mean,
s-
Tusk needs to get level 15 before he's capable of doing it at all, and then
Yeah.
it requires both of his abilities to be able to do it.
Yeah, and that takes too long to the game, especially as a 4. That's it. And we even see that the Beastmaster is gone for the build to just rush the Necros. We're seeing this a little bit more lately. Just the belt to strength, Falling Blade, and a pulled
The
Tango.
battle
They're just going
begins.
to try and get that Necro book as fast as possible, shove the Phantom Lancer into the jungle, and it's going to very much make it difficult for how Yangon can play once they lose that tower.
Why not? And you can even see on this top side, even though he's a position 4, skill 8, he just goes Bracer Tango. He's built to brawl right now, along with Zorain. So I think this is where we're going to be focusing a lot of our attention on this top side.
Pocket, as long as if he doesn't end up falling and hopefully gets lucky with some power runes, but top lane, seeing the aggression come through with the tag team, Zorain. But that extra point up in the Astral is chunking down you. He's got to be careful. They're able to find first blood. DB, he's also getting crit through, but Zorain ends up losing out of the Astral. He's still got the movement speed thanks to the brown boots. DB's trying to chase him down. Can he find the vision? Has to sidestep the Echo Stomp, but unfortunately,
He walks back
not able to
into him.
do so. But regardless, Zorain, who's got the movement speed? Just the ET, 5 extra.
To this Beastmaster as the PL, right? You've got the Phantom Rush, you've got that extra 44 agility as soon as you hit that level 7.
Ag in trouble is pretty beefy though. Treads, brace off, Fairy Fire as well, but Hall is able to bring him down. The help of the Tuskar, the damage is enough. Top side, we got an Omslash coming out as well. Zorain trying to man fight, almost finds a kill on you, but the crit from DB gonna secure that one. So kills across the map.
Yeah, I'd be a little worried on Army Genius's side though with how much young PH is getting out of this lane. I mean, you just compare his net worth to the Juggernauts, he's nearly 1,000 gold ahead. It's an early-ish Diffusal Blade. You're not going to be worrying too much about those BKBs. They're going to find Lon, although, just is able to get off the
Shoot.
Fairy Fire. The tower, though!
They're forcing it. I mean, Blink's not completed. You got to be careful. Taking a fight inside Roche with Yangon's lineup is super scary. May die. Blink in. Drag back. Zorain. RP. Doesn't want to drop it just yet. Now with the Supernova, Horde's going to blink in as well. But the rest of die. Commit forward to try and deal with the Supernova. We're going to be able to do so successfully. But an instant buyback for the Odd Tide. He wants to try and rejoin the fight. But DP, he's in trouble. Dropping the Omni Slash. Look at the damage coming through. Getting tanked up thanks to the illusions. But still, they found the real Phantom Lancer thanks to the brawl. Holding in place. PO down 40 seconds. They're going to try and drop the ultimate for Zorain. Doesn't really do too much as the rest of Army Genius just tear them apart. Moving Dire catches the puck on the higher ground. They get a multicast as well. That's 5 down. Army Geniuses. They take the fight to Yangon by the tier 1 mid and they come out on top.
Oh, I thought that was a pretty decent Supernova as well,
Radiant's
especially
middle
after
tower
the
has
puck had caught a
fallen.
couple of heroes, but Hawk.
Damn it. Gotta be quick. I think Dire's gotta be careful actually down bot. Gonna run to young PH. He's got a BKB, but now the core is gonna prevent any factor just being able to dip out. He's gonna see now that it's an Aghanim's coil. He's like, oh, why did I pop this BKB? It's completely useless.
Buy it on Army Geniuses. Oh, don't go too far forward, Zorain. You
You're
just
under
picked
a
up your
ward.
item. You don't have buyback.
Meng Dai skewers him back. They get the silence as well. Look how fast he gets brought down. Not too much armor against this lineup. I mean, when you don't get an Astral out, makes it pretty awkward. And he's down, like you said, doesn't have a buyback here. Dai, what do they want to do with this? Thinking about walking up the high ground, they go. They still got all their ultimates available. You got to be careful because Radiant, their team fight, pretty goddamn scary as well, but they don't have the ET. They need to slowly burn the mana on DB. That's a big factor if the PL can get the illusions going. Skewer. They find the Phoenix. Where's the extra stun lock? They're able to commit the Roar as well. Phoenix down 45 seconds, but another pickoff here. Army Geniuses just continuing the onslaught. They'll drop the Necro 3s, walking up the high ground. They don't want to relieve the pressure right now.
Nice micro as well from DB. Made sure to keep that healing ward away from the PL for the majority of that fight. He ends up getting it towards the end, but it was basically done as duration anyway.
So this is going to be super obvious.
I mean,
It's
they're
too
underneath
late.
the ward. They're also underneath the Hawk, which I'm surprised they haven't been able to de-ward. They had complete vision of that smoke coming through, and well, even though they had complete vision, they can just leave, right? They know that the they're not going to get there in time to deal with the Aegis.
No pops. Horse instantly going to try and blink on forward. Remember, this is the Aghanim's Spoil, so Joke's going to be incredibly careful with the position. They're going to try and dive on forward and drop the Supernova, but instantly with the counter blink on, they will be able to deal with the RP as well, giving the space to Phoenix. Supernova's going to end up popping up with the Omni Slash as well, ripping down Puck. It's all up to Young PH, but they found the real Phantom Lantern to tear him apart. They do. Army Genius says they're not done just yet. Chasing down Skilly. He's hiding through a couple of trees left standing, but he will end up falling too. Man, just a vision game from Army Geniuses. Threes, Jugs fat through the roof, and now, oh lord. Swift slash crit him down. That's another death here in Yangon. It's all falling apart right now for the boys on Radiant. I mean, they're just going to continue losing. They might just get Megas here. Look how fast they siege. This is what happens. You highlighted this. I mean, you've got a lineup that if you win a fight, you just take an objective after objective. And Radiant now to defend this, they don't have Supernova. Hall dropping the coil. Damage needs to come through for Young PH. He's going to try and dish it out, but he's got to be careful because he has to actually retreat away. Radiant, they found the real Phantom Lancer once again. Is able to get the man drop now with the doppelganger. Young PH scurries away. Jug falling a little low, but they've caught out the real Phantom Lancer. One with the roll. Where's the fold? Lim's going to roll him forward. Finds a connection now. Skewer is dragged back as well. Young PH, doppelganger in the nick of time, is able to get a little bit of health back from the heart, but they're still diving underneath the tier 4 tower. The axe is enough to be able to secure the kill. Skill Lay is going to end up falling as well. 2 down from Yangon. They got a couple of buybacks. Meanwhile, outside the base though, going to work. DB and Hall. They're solo 1v1. Who's going to end up winning it though? They're not done just yet. They want these Megas. They want him now. Cut him down. Take him out of the game here. Mag's going to end up falling, but DB still the Juggernaut shredding them apart here. Crit after crit. Supernova's going to end up popping. They're able to deal with the Earth Spirit. Now back in they go. Dire. They're incredibly healthy. They're able to utilize this healing ward to their fullest advantage here, but maybe they're getting burnt down a little bit too long. Have they stayed their welcome? Or blinking on. Core's about to come back up as well. They are able to catch out the Jug, but where's the damage? The team's not there. Oh, it's pretty much just up to the Puck, the solo man out of all of Yangon, turning these fights on their head. They'll get the TP out, but man, that fight cost them heavily there. A lot of objective damage has been done. Got chucked up in the air from the punch. Lim's even going to try and jump in as well with coil drop. Pops himself with the BKB, but Lim's just taking a little bit too much damage here. Jug's able to rejoin them now. Look at the damage. They drop the Supernova. Main Die's going to be able to follow up as well with the attack speed. It's through the roof. Supernova has never been able to go off this game, and now with the RP follow up to 2 Army Geniuses. They also get the stun thanks to the Hawk. Drop him down. Young PH doppelgangers on top of him here. They're able to find the real Phantom Lancer. They don't have buybacks here. They'll chase down Zarrain as well. The impact hasn't been there so far in the ET. They're trying to buy back to potentially hold this Roshan, but it's just PL and the Puck. Army Geniuses hold on until the Jug's alive and they turn that fight.
Wobby's just found him over and over and over again. Lots of
they steal it? No, Puck has used everything now. How do you get out? Burnt out of mana. Luckily he's got a buyback, but I mean the lanes are getting pushed in. Yeah, no doubt. That's looking like all she wrote. I mean, Young PH just has no damage, and they heavily deal with them. And look at that. But Meg Dyer, he's got this talent. They find Young PH once again. Doppel's on cooldown. He's got a Duke and Giant, but this Blade Fury damage is through the roof. Once again, the Raw. They find the real Phantom Lance, and that's it. Man, how many times are they going to find the real Phantom Lancer throughout the Raw? Womni on point this game with the ultimate usage, or trying to delay as much as possible, but this is over. They drop it. Army Geniuses. They're going to take the series here. Beautiful performance from them, and looking good.
They're Tipper DB. He played a good game. I have to give it to Womni, right? Like, yes, they weren't able to get many towers out of the early game, but the fact that he was able to catch out the PL that many times, 11, 3, and 19, ending up out of 30 out of 39 kills that Beastmaster was involved in, plus all of the aura, plus all the tower push that he was able to